Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon replay cast. Today it's a 1 vs 1 on Mud Fight between our blue player ElPope, and on the left side we have our red player Mbetts. I'm going to speed this on up to the 10x mark till everything comes on out. And it's a fairly short replay this time around, and not a lot of replays being posted on the replay site lately. Sometimes there's dry periods, sometimes there's heavy posting periods, and you know, it's not related to menstruation in any way, but I suppose in some ways you never know. Now we'll see what these two people are playing with. Nanashikis and Roland's looks like a multinational deck for ElPope, and for Mbetts, what are we looking at here? It looks like a multinational deck, as well as I see lots and lots of different units. So we'll see what these two players decide to do. Very important to get this here on the map. Of course, the town needs to be taken as well, but it's very, very easy to take for this particular player. You get there very, very quickly, and ATGMs inside the town will stall anything from getting in. And don't mind me if I have to mute the mic, or my voice goes out from time to time. I have to stay in Colorado for a couple of days as reconnoitering the area, and I was going to move there. I will be moving there in a few months, and I was with sick children when I was up there at my girlfriend's sister's house, and now I think I may have caught something. Who knows? That's what I get, I suppose. Big 25 going out there, going after that F5A puff, and it fails to take that out. Chaparral, Challenger Mark 1 on the left side here, and trying to push forward into the town, and that is not a good idea here. So these M36s are pushing forward. M36 is not the best. K1 trying to push forward a very, very nice tank. The M36 very nice and fun to use, but not very good to be pushing a town with. And these Jaegers trying to push forward, but the Matschützen Tank of Shishao conquers, just totally destroying everything coming this way. And I don't feel that he has enough long-range armor to be really taking out the troops in the edge of this town here, to be pushing this right now. T-72B1 moving on to the left side here. Shilka under fire. And Jaegers getting closer, but only 19 of them, not really going to be able to do it here. And the Matschützen now firing away. There's that Challenger Mark 1 firing away at the corner here. But it is just not being that effective. With it 7 rounds a minute is very, very slow. T-72B1 pushing after that Challenger. And Type 63 moving on in, but the Shiki also firing away at it, takes that out, and the T-72B1 may have lost sight on that Challenger. I'll have to see where it fires. Firing on the Jaegers, but takes a shot from the Challenger. And Cobra moving forward here. Type 63 trying to get around the side, but that Cobra spots it, now firing away. And those Seiklos should take it out sooner or later, but so inaccurate. But the Shikis should do the job here. And they do finish it up. Alpha has been completely taken here by Mbetts. Nothing left. Nothing contesting it. And the town has been completely taken here as well. So it conquers, stopping anything from coming down the road there. So really the only way is to get into the wood line here and then go around, other than bomb everything out of that town, but that's easier said than done. Another CV coming out here for ElPope, and going to take Charlie as he is down 2. Right now, Mbetts has the +2. Weapons are jammed on this T-72B1. That is definitely not a good time to have jammed weapons. PTZ 89 moving in, and might be able to save this T-72 from the wrath of the Shikis, and the Challenger moving on in here. But now the weapons are available again. Only has 1 bar of health. Pretty much a sneeze would kill this T-72 right now. Now Charlie has been taken by ElPope, so now he's only down 1 on the PTZ and the Challenger here. Gonna go at it. And MI-25 gonna help us and assist on this. And a bombing run goes down here, but moves his T-72 forward just before they hit. And it's only got 1 bar of health, so pretty much anything will kill that. And T-72 was lost there to the Challenger. And Challenger just eating those rockets, as they only do 16 AP power, so they only do 1 damage, 1 heat damage to the Challenger Mark 1. Delta is still not captured by either player here. Delta is somewhat hard to capture. Not so much for this side. It's a little bit easier. As you can see, there's all these little hedgerows that you can hide a CV, and it's pretty obvious where it is. It's either got to be in one of these. But unfortunate for the other side here is that there's absolutely nothing, no place to put a CV. Really, you can only put it in the edge over here, or perhaps right here, but anything over here should be able to spot a CV going in, so that's a problem there. And if you put it over here, then everything here will spot it, and that is a problem. So basically, one of the only places to put it is pretty much out in the open over here, or hope that they won't see it here, but that's a very, very obvious place to have it. So I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this map because of that, mostly because of that. Because this map does come down to either Delta or Alpha a lot of the time. Now, Alpha's pretty even. As you can see, you can get a CV anywhere in here and a CV anywhere in here. So even there, even Stevens. Charlie, easy to cap, of course, for the bottom player here. Foxtrot, easy to cap and hold for the top player. But so it comes down to Delta a lot of the times. And it's a little bit biased for the top, just because you can put things in this line a little bit easier. You have the city right here that if you capture and hold that, you also have the town line right here to help defend a CV as well. So it's just a little bit easier for the top player, and because of that, I don't care for the map so much. I think it could easily be fixed by just maybe spattering this area here with a couple of lines of hedgerows, maybe like one going up here, maybe one going across, who knows. Either way, not really a map designer, but a little bit more hedgerows on this side here would be very nice. Maybe going up here or here, so that you could hide a CV there a little bit better. Still a +1 advantage for Mbetts at the moment, and either side really able to push forward, as both areas here are fairly well defended. Not so much for ElPope. He does have a couple Bradleys, but no real heavy armor or anything in this area here that would help defend and fire out for anything that was pushing forward. And a chaperone of Roland as well. A Rapier in the back. And now a K1 moving up. Challenger Mark 1 as well. So definitely seeing that he doesn't have a lot of armor up front, and needs to correct that, and is doing that now. And no recon here as well for Mbetts. So now he's bringing up some recon troops as well. Mi-25s flying around, and maybe going to do something sneaky with those. Who knows? And completely uncontested Alpha. And I'm not sure if that's a good idea on ElPope's part. I don't know why you wouldn't contest Alpha in a 1 versus 1, because Foxtrot is so easy to capture, and easy to capture as well, particularly if it's not defended. And all you really need to do is just have some troops in and around this area. You could even put the CV all the way in the back there. Kind of jukes your opponent a little bit when you put it all the way back there. They usually expect it to be somewhere around here. But if you put it back there and some troops and maybe some armor at the edge, it's fairly easy to defend this. And a little bit of anti-air, perhaps anti-air chopper, or what have you, stingers in the area here to help hold that. So I think that's a big disadvantage he has right now. Of course, not taking Alpha, not trying to take something is always a disadvantage. And some BMP-1s moving in here, and he's going to really stop anything from bringing a CV up here now with the troops in here. M36 is being called in over here. And the M36 is a very interesting unit. It's actually a somewhat good unit for its cost. As you can see, it only costs 10. Doesn't have much armor at all, but has excellent range and a decent AP power. It also has 3 HE power for troops as well, so it's easy just to sort of spam a few of them in a situation where there's a lot of troops coming at you, or even for attacking APCs that are coming at you. Destroying those and destroying half the troops inside of the APC as well when it explodes. So the M36 is actually very, very good. However, I don't think it's really going to be all that helpful in this case. The range is just too great for them most of the time, and the T-72Bs that Mbetts is using way too much armor for the M36 to handle. I usually like to use the M36 in a tighter kind of map. I actually really like them in Wonsan Harbor. If you put them just sort of in between where the town lines are, they can fire at troops that happen to get on the edge of the town. And for their cost, they're quite effective in doing that. MiG-27 moving on in here. And gonna spot some stuff. But there's a Fighting Falcon out now. And 25 PD also moving in. But all of them evacing out. Nothing much accomplished there. The F5 moving in too to help defend the skies, but everything evac'd out, so no worries there as well. And it is way off the map. BMPs have moved up a little bit further now. And will defend anything moving in here, but so far nothing moving in there at all. And I'm not sure why you wouldn't, as I said earlier, but it is what it is. Now moving some troops down the line here. I'm going to try and get in and get to the CV that's in the back there, but the Type 63 is spotting this. And the MiG-27 takes out the vehicle there. And a very, very simple task, menial task for a MiG-27, but takes it out regardless. And apparently the Type 63 cannot see or fire on the infantry right now, but they're not going to really be able to make it across the area here, especially with the Shilka that could turn on and just sort of smoke those troops, and the Type 63 there as well. The MiG-25s finish that aircraft off very, very quickly. And looks like an engagement in the woods will happen soon here, but both parked right in front of each other. And Mi-25s moving around the backside of the map and going to try and go for the CV sooner or later here. And now Lamont shoots him, going at it with the Jaegers here. Looks like ElPope summoning more Jaegers to the party. And now a fairly big push is moving on into Foxtrot. The M36s, 4 of them moving in. But the M36, the only problem with the M36, of course, other than it totally sucks because its cost is only 10, is that it runs out of fuel so quickly. You can barely get across the map without it running out of fuel. As you can see, already almost out of fuel. They only have 700 fuel, and it is not very efficient. And so these are nearly out of fuel. They're going to be stuck very soon. This M36 is nearly out as well. Pushing in some Jaegers now. The T-72B1 here is going to have a field day with all of these M36s, as they don't have the range really to get up to that T-72. And the choppers still not moving around the map, just chilling over there for now. Now going to try and get those M36s in that wood line. But losing them very quickly here. 29-0 right now, still a +1 advantage. And the T-72 takes out all of the M36s there. As I said earlier, the M36 not very good at all at taking out enemy armor, just really good at taking out like BMPs like this and other APCs, also taking out troops. Just sort of a little additional unit to put some extra damage out in situations. MiG-27 here coming in after that Challenger. Challenger now backing up, but it's all in vain there. The MiG-27 finishes that off very easily and may get lost here. Chaparral firing at it, but it looks like it will get away. Now the Machushin trying to get to the town line here, but they are not going to make it at all. So many Kavir men. They underestimated their opponent, now desperately trying to get back into the wood line. But not going to make it back with much. Now the Mi-25 here moving on in. And completely undefended base here. And Mi-25 is now firing away at the A1Gs. And now going to see this CV. Finishes that off, so no more CV in Bravo. So he's going to have to move this CV here. However, if he moves that CV, these Mi-25s may spot it. And they may already spot it. No, they're actually going after this A1 here. So that's going to be a big problem for ElPope with no more units coming in. And the Mi-25s may fly right over this CV here. And they do. They will take that out as well. And that is GG, as the other CV was in Delta there and got finished off as well. So death by CV, winner Mbetts. And ElPope played a decent game, but did not defend his main base. And lesson learned by that, always put something in your main base. Anything, really. Shilka, Strop, Pivads, what have you. Anything like that. You always need something at the back of your base, because somebody will always send some kind of chopper at you. And you can't really risk not doing it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the replay. And I hope you didn't mind my voice, as I'm probably ill. But I hope you guys have a good one. And I will see you guys next time.